Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today we're checking in on the state of Alpha 4.8, what CIG is actively working on to get the game feeling better again, because there are some real issues still out there. The ship claiming bug where you can't even claim your ship anymore, the Ironclad situation, stuff like that. But at the same time, Alien Week is right around the corner and there's a good chance we're finally seeing the Gatac Railen drop. So there's actually stuff to look forward to as well. It's one of those weeks where the game is frustrating, but the horizon looks decent. So let's talk about it. So let's talk about where Alpha 4.8 actually stands right now, because the official known issues page is basically a short novel from so many bugs that people are facing right now. And I'm going to start with the one that's been personally killing me. The ship claiming system is broken, especially in Area 18 where I can't even claim my ship. So right now there is a bug where players simply cannot claim ships from certain locations, and Area 18 is one of the spots getting hit hard by this. You're just stuck at the spaceport and you go to the ASOP terminal, you try to claim your ship and nothing happens. There's no workaround, you're just grounded until a hotfix comes through or you get miraculously put into another shard or server. So beyond that, certain ships will not despawn from the hangar pad when you try to call a different ship from the ASOP terminal. And yes, the Ironclad is specifically called out on this one. They've already identified this and say a hotfix is coming. Pledged items like paints, modules, and FPS weapons are not showing up in-game for some players, and a reconnect error, which CIG has an issue council report open for, is hitting a chunk of the community when they try to rejoin a session. Speaking of the Ironclad, let's talk about it. The ship launched alongside 4.8 as this big armored freighter moment, and the concept is sick. The ship is amazing, you guys. But from what's been compiled on Spectrum, this ship has a list of bugs longer than its cargo bay. The most annoying one that CIG is actively working on is the ship randomly flipping into SCM mode while you're in navigation, which makes quantum travel basically unusable until you hit enter to reset it. The command module separating during quantum travel, atmospheric gaps from door geometry that are genuinely dangerous, radar malfunctions, a quantum sound loop and doesn't stop, lights that cannot be turned off, trespassing warnings triggered on your own ship, and the docking collar bug, where players fall through the docking collar between the command module and the actual ship itself, which has been investigated after CIG was able to reproduce it internally. Now, the dev tracker confirmed that the teams have tracked, reproduced, and are currently working on multiple fixes for the Ironclad. So CIG is aware, and a lot of these are actually identified and fixed internally already. They just haven't shipped it yet. Now, speaking of which, Alpha 4.8.1, this is the first content drop for Alpha 4.8 and it's expected around mid-June, timed to line up with Alien Week, and this is where things get exciting. So, Alien Week, for anyone who's newer to the community, Alien Week is an annual event celebrating First Contact Day. It happens every year in June, roughly 2 to 3 weeks after Invictus launch week wraps up. And it features time-limited sales on alien ships from manufacturers like Banu and Gatac Manufacturing and Aupua and Esperia. I hope I'm pronouncing these right. And new alien ships are often released or announced during this window. And this year, after 5 years, the Gatac Railen is almost here. And this is one of the most exciting things for me. I love my alien ships. I know a lot of people don't like it, but my first ship that I have upgraded from the Aurora was actually the Xi'an, not because of functionality. The Xi'an is kind of useless, I would say, and harder to fly. A lot of people get turned off by the way it flies, but the vibes of it, the feeling that I got playing in that ship, that was unmatched by any other. And so I love alien ships. So let me tell you about this ship, because if you're not already hyped, you should be. The Gatac Railen is a multi-crew Xi'an cargo hauler made by Gatac Manufacturing. Its name is Xi'an, literally translate to ship that hauls peacefully. And the design philosophy behind it is completely different from anything in the human fleet. Where humans manufacture are built for modularity and cost efficiency, the Xi'an build for longevity measured in centuries, not decades. A Gatac vessel isn't designed for a 10-year service life, it's built to last generations. Physically, the ship is vertical, not horizontal. The hull stands tall, which tracks with other Xi'an capital and cargo ship designs. It's 67 meters tall, and the whole silhouette is just completely alien in the best way. It has an exterior grav lift for fast boarding access and a separate interior grav lift for navigating between decks. 3 full decks, workspace, habitation, and the entrance level. The cockpit is adapted to work for both human and Xi'an pilots, and on the living side, you get adaptable sleeping pods, a full galley, and a mess hall that is built for long-haul routes. Now, keep in mind that this information was from the concept that was released 5 years ago. Now, since then, a lot of the things has changed, including the shape of the cargo, because we don't have triangularly shaped cargo in the game, and so they had to work around how to have the ship take the same cargo as we do right now in the game, but also keep the same aesthetic of the triangular shapes. So the cargo capacity bumped up from the original concept to become 640 SCU. To pull that into context, the Freelancer Max holds around 120 SCU, the Taurus does 174 SCU, even the Hull B just released this year at 512. The Railen sits between the Hull B and the C2, which does 696 SCU. So for a ship that's genuinely alien in design, the numbers are absolutely competitive. It also has 2 man turrets with size 4 guns and 4 missile racks, so it can defend itself. The March 2026 monthly report confirmed it had passed its white box review and entered gray box development. And based on what we know from the April monthly report, the ship was actively being progressed, with the team bringing all areas up to the same visual and technical standard ahead of its gray box gate review. And then from Alpha 4.8.1 and Alien Week context, the Railen is now expected to make it in. Fingers crossed, no last minute delays. There's also mention of a second unannounced Gatac ship that was going through development during this period, and what sounds like it would be a variant. Details are really scarce on that, so CIG isn't confirming anything yet, but the whispers are there, so let's keep an eye on it. Now, let's zoom out a little because I want to talk about the alien situation in the game. So because the Railen arriving is a symptom of a bigger conversation I want to have. The state of alien content in Star Citizen in general. The Xi'an fleet has actually been building up. The Gatac manufacturing has the Xi'an, a starter ship, very Xi'an aesthetically, great for players who want something different, and Aupua, another Xi'an manufacturer, has the Nox and the Nox Q and the Cartual, and the Santokiai as well. The Railen is a massive addition on the lineup. There's really variety in the Xi'an roster now, across fighter, starter, and now hauler roles. But then you look at the Banu, my favorite race, and the picture is very different. The Banu are described in the lore as the best traders and merchants in the galaxy. Culturally, they're this fascinating race with ships that pass from generation to generation, and in-game, you have 2 Banu ships, the Defender, a heavy fighter, and the Merchantman, which is still not flyable. That's it. That's the only concepts we even have of Banu ships. And the Banu Merchantman is the one I keep thinking about. That ship has been in the works since basically the beginning of Star Citizen as concept. It's this massive mobile marketplace. You land it somewhere, you invite locals to trade with you. It has an onboard enclosed marketplace where you can display your goods. It's one of the most unique and lore-rich ship concepts in the game, and it's still not flyable, still in development limbo as of right now. And I understand that is because the ship functionality is not fully implemented, because we don't have player-to-player trading, and we cannot yet set up a shop and sell our goods to other players. So I understand that they want to develop the ship once that functionality is in. However, that's not my point. My point is that we need more Banu ships in the game. We only have the Banu Defender, and now we have so many ships from the other races, even the Tavaran. We have the Prowler and the Talon, but still, we need more Banu ships. And let's face it, any ship in the game will have a much higher value or functionality once it has a cargo hold. It doesn't have to be the biggest cargo hold there is, but if you're doing looting, you need cargo space. If you're doing FPS missions and you loot the enemies, or you found components that you want to salvage or sell, you also need a cargo hold. There are so many things. You could have a bike in the cargo hold and be able to go to the bunker missions easier without destroying your ship, etc, etc. And so the cargo hold is a very big deal in Star Citizen, and so I want just one alien ship, and specifically from the Banu, to have a decent sized cargo hold, because then I will be able to use it as my daily driver. And now we're finally getting the Railen, which it will have a large cargo grid capacity, and then finally we're gonna have an actual alien ship that is usable by a lot of players in the game. And I think the Railen is the first ship in the aliens that are actually functioning this way. Alright, so where does all this leave us heading to June? Alpha 4.8 is live, but rough. Hotfixes are coming for the Ironclad and for several other known issues, including hopefully that chip claiming bug, which is insane, and it has to be a priority to fix immediately, because I'm personally done being stuck at the Area 18 spaceport. The Alpha 4.8.1 content drop is expected mid-June, bringing Alien Week and, if everything holds, the Gatac Railen finally going flyable. Alpha 4.9 is being targeted for July, and beyond that, there's a roadmap update expected that should give us more details on what 4.9 actually contains. There's a lot to be frustrated about right now if you're trying to actively play 4.8, but there's a lot to be genuinely excited about if you zoom out and look at where things are headed. The Railen is almost real, Alien Week is almost here, and CIG is, at least on the Ironclad front, actively working through the list. That's the weekly for this week. If you found this helpful, drop a like, it genuinely helps the channel, and let me know down in the comments, are you picking the Railen if it drops? Are you waiting to see how it performs? And Banu fans, let me know I'm not alone in this. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys in the verse.